This is L Knows Sports Talk, Saints Edition, Week 3. The Saints will welcome the 49ers to the Superdome. There's a lot of injuries that's going to play a big role in what's going to happen in the game. I know a lot of Saints fans, commentators, and media alike, they're expecting the Saints to pull this out, mainly because the 49ers will be without their Pro Bowl quarterback and Pro Bowl tight end. But I have cause for pause. You all know I picked the Saints to beat the Arizona Cardinals because I believe that the matchup was there, and I still think penalties and little minor mistakes are the reason why we lost. But my problem with this game is going to be the defense. This is going to be an offense versus defense game. It's not going to be quarterback versus quarterback. We know that Brock Purdy's going to be out with a turf toe, and Mac Jones is going to take his place. Makoto is going to get the start for the 49ers. For those of you that's been following football, you know that many of us believed that Mac Jones was going to go ahead of Trey Lance and he was going to be the 49ers quarterback. For some reason, they chose Trey Lance, and I'll never understand why. It just happened. But now that Mac Jones is in San Francisco, I really believe he has a chance to pull not a Tom Brady per se, but he has a chance to show that he should be a starter in this league. His stats aren't really terrible. They're just not great. He played for the Patriots for 3 years. As a rookie, his first year, he almost threw for 4,000 yards, 22 touchdowns. That's pretty good. You can't really, that shows you that the talent is there when he plays all the games. So what I'm thinking is just that we can't sleep on the 49ers just because of the injuries. My main focus is that Kittles is out, and with Kittles out, that takes away a lot of weapons, because that's where we struggle. We struggle with tight ends because our linebackers are not necessarily cover linebackers, and if we take our safeties out of the deep zones, it leaves our young cornerbacks on an island, and our young cornerbacks are not ready for man-to-man coverage. So we need our linebackers to guard the tight ends, and as we saw last week, that's just not where our linebackers are at this moment. They're both Werner and DeMario are better at making up ground on tackling and tackles for loss. They're just not great cover linebackers, and that's not really a bad thing to say. So I said that in the beginning of the video that it's going to be defense versus offense versus defense. What I mean by that is the Saints offense, who only scored 13 points against the Cardinals, are going to be going up against the 49ers defense, who gave up 13 points to Seattle. That's going to be tough, because the 49ers have a great defense. With all of the injuries on their offense, their defense is top tier. There's Fred Warner and Nick Bosa on the edge. Now, our rookie tackle is going to have his hands full locking up Bosa and stopping him from getting to the quarterback. But we know that Bosa moves from left to right, right to left. So he won't be staying stagnant and just going head to head against Banks all day. He's going to move to the right side, and eventually he's going to be going up against Fuega or someone else. And that's where we might have some trouble. So we're going to have to figure out a way to cover Bosa and nullify his blitzing and his pursuit to the quarterback, and that can help us. But Fred Warner at linebacker is a monster, so it's just going to be defense versus offense. Can we score more than 13 points? So the the Arizona Cardinals played more of a 2-deep shell, a 3-deep shell, and they kept us going underneath. So that's why a lot of fans and media alike is frustrated with Spencer Rattler only averaging 4.6 yards a pass, because he basically was taking what the defense gave him, and the defense was not going to allow the speedsters of Olave and Shaheed get over the top. But the 49ers are trickier to where they're going to give you opportunities to go deep, and it's whether or not we connect is going to let us know how we take advantage of those defense, because they're going to blitz and they're going to leave cornerbacks on an island. They're going to leave safeties in deep zones, and they're going to give you an opportunities to go deep. So we got to take advantage of that. Now it's going to be the New Orleans Saints defense against the 49ers offense. Now, like I said before, Mac Jones, I know Brock Purdy's a Pro Bowler. I get it, everyone. But I'm telling you now, He's not far of a drop off. Mac Jones is. He's not far of a drop off from Brock Purdy. He's just not. He's a drop off, but not that far. It's similar to like the Spencer Rattler Shook drop off. You know Rattler's a little bit better, but you know if Shook gets in, you might not see a difference. And that's what we're going to see with Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is just more calm. You know, he's not going to get rattled by pressure. But he doesn't have a better arm than Mac. And I'm just saying, I know a lot of people, media, if I was on national media, they would kick me off the air for saying this. But I know a little bit about ball, and I'm telling you now, don't look at this as far as saying Mac Jones is going to be the reason they lose, because he's not. He might be the reason that they win the game or be the reason that they're close in the game, because he's not going to make a lot of mistakes, and he's definitely a very accurate passer. The problem is we don't have to worry about him going deep. We don't have to worry about that. We got to worry about check downs to CMC, Purcell, and I think Jennings should be back. So other than that, man, I'm picking the Saints to take this one 21-20 in a fairly low scoring game where the defense is making a lot of plays. Both quarterbacks will throw an interception, and for those of the Saints fans that's waiting for Spencer Rattler to mess up, he's going to throw an interception Sunday. I'm telling you, he is. He's going to. But that's not a reason to bench him. He's going to do okay. He's going to win the game. All right, man. That's all I wanted to say. This is L No Sports Talk Saints Edition, and I'm out.